Welcome to Royal Daily Report, your #1 source for breaking royal news and exclusive stories. I'm bringing you a shocking development today that involves Prince Andrew and Meghan Markle. This story will leave you speechless. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our daily royal updates. Let's dive right into this explosive story. Prince Andrew has reportedly finally started speaking in private rooms, and what he's saying has led to Meghan Markle panicking in California. You need to understand, Prince Andrew's downfall was not small, not hidden, and certainly not quiet. His close ties to Jeffrey Epstein reportedly placed him under a storm he could not outrun. When Virginia Roberts delivered her serious accusations, the Duke's public standing was crushed almost overnight. Titles were taken away, official doors were closed. His royal future was erased in plain sight. The story you're about to hear is not gentle. Prince Andrew is finally speaking, and Meghan Markle is in a state of complete panic. Word from the street is that Andrew is tired of being the only one sitting in the wreckage. He knows the names, he knows the dates, and most importantly, he knows exactly who else was in the room. But here's the strange part. If Andrew was destroyed because of Epstein, why has there been complete silence about Meghan Markle's supposed connection to the same world? It doesn't make sense. It's the same circle, the same timeline, the same social group. Yet we see two completely different outcomes. One royal punished, one protected. No headlines, no pressure, no investigation, nothing. And that leads us to the next shocking layer, one that changes how we view Meghan's history entirely. If you're finding this as shocking as we are, don't forget to subscribe to Royal Daily Report for more exclusive royal news every day. Andrew is reportedly talking to his friends, claiming he's tired of protecting a woman who has since turned her back on the monarchy. He's hinting at a sexual relationship that would flip the script on everything we think we know about how Meghan entered the royal family. If Andrew decides to put these claims on the record, he isn't just taking down Meghan, he's exposing a side of the palace that has been hidden for decades. And now we have to talk about the name that makes the palace tremble, Jeffrey Epstein. We know about Andrew's ties to that dark world, but what about Meghan's? While the mainstream media looks the other way, the source of the story is found in the connections that refuse to stay buried. Let's look at the facts. Karina Shuliak was Jeffrey Epstein's last known girlfriend. Records show that Shuliak only traveled on private jets and yachts through Epstein's network. And yet, pictures emerge from 2014 showing Meghan Markle on a yacht in the very same circles. Coincidence? Sources say otherwise. The most explosive piece of the puzzle is Virginia Roberts Giuffre, the woman who famously brought the civil lawsuit against Prince Andrew. It's no secret that Giuffre's legal team once considered calling Meghan Markle as a witness. Why? Because Giuffre reportedly knew Meghan well from the Epstein days. The claim was that Meghan was a past associate of Andrew's and would have seen or even participated in the very events that led to Andrew's downfall. The silence from the palace is deafening. Is it because they are protecting Meghan, or are they protecting themselves? They know that if the Yacht Girl story is officially linked to the Epstein files, the damage will be nuclear. The pictures are there, the witnesses are there, and now, with Andrew cornered and ready to talk, the bomb is finally ready to go off. To truly understand how a girl from a TV set in Toronto ended up in the inner circle of the British monarchy, you have to look at the man in the middle. He's the ghost in the machine, the ultimate fixer, known as Marcus Anderson. As the global consultant for Soho House, Anderson is the king of the in-crowd. But word from the street is that he's much more than just a friend to Meghan. He was her handler. The story goes that back in 2011, the moment Soho House opened its doors in Toronto, Anderson handpicked Meghan. Supposedly, he didn't just give her a membership, he recruited her. Source claims suggest that Anderson's job was to insert specific charismatic people into the highest levels of society to make the clubs feel more elite. He supposedly took Meghan under his wing and introduced her to the real power players, not just actors, but the billionaire class, and eventually royalty. Through Anderson, Meghan was suddenly at the right parties in New York, London, and Istanbul. It was this network that supposedly overlapped with the circles Prince Andrew frequented. While the world thinks Harry found Meghan on Instagram, Andrew says she was already being groomed and positioned within this elite web years earlier. Marcus Anderson holds the blueprint for Meghan's rise. And if Andrew starts talking, Anderson's role as the architect of this introduction might finally be dragged into the light. Stay with Royal Daily Report as we reveal more shocking details. Here is a twist that most people completely missed. The target wasn't always Harry. Raw storytelling from those close to the York family suggests that Meghan's original endgame was actually Prince Andrew himself. Think about it. Andrew was the wealthy prince with the massive estate and the hyperfile lifestyle. He was the gateway to the life she wanted. But there was one person she didn't count on: Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. Even though Sarah and Andrew have been divorced for decades, they are famously the happiest divorced couple in the world. They share a home, a life, and a set of secrets. Sources claim that when Meghan tried to move into Andrew's inner circle, Fergie saw her coming from a mile away. Fergie, a seasoned veteran of the royal firm, supposedly performed the ultimate body block. She reportedly sensed that Meghan was a firebrand who would eventually burn the house down. Fergie made it clear that there was no room for another duchess in Andrew's life. This rejection is what reportedly forced Meghan to change plans. She didn't leave the royal orbit. She just looked for a weaker link. She found a younger, more vulnerable prince who was desperate for a protector. Harry didn't realize he was the backup plan, but Fergie supposedly knew it all along. And now, as the York family faces their own crisis, Fergie's silence might be just as expensive as Andrew's. Perhaps the most tragic part of this entire exposé is what is happening to Prince Harry right now. For years, Harry has been his wife's greatest champion, attacking his own family and the British public to protect her. But the word is that the honeymoon in Montecito has turned into a nightmare of realization. Supposedly, the information the royal family tried to give Harry before the wedding, the warnings he dismissed as racism or snobbery, has finally landed. Sources claim that Harry has recently been confronted with undeniable evidence of Meghan's past connections to his own uncle. Imagine the feeling of realizing that the woman you gave up everything for, your country, your family, your military titles, was supposedly a close associate of the man you consider the family's greatest embarrassment. Sources from the California inner circle say that Harry is devastated. He's reportedly disgusted and finding it difficult to even be in the same room as Meghan. He feels stuck in a golden cage in California, separated from his support system, realizing he may have wrecked his life for a woman who was a distress mattress actress with a history he never fully understood. He's looking at his children, looking at his life, and finally accepting that the truth he's been shouting about might actually be the very thing that destroys his marriage. Make sure you're subscribed to Royal Daily Report so you don't miss any updates on this developing story. By now, you're probably asking yourself the same question everyone in the know is whispering. If all of this is true, why hasn't the nuclear button been pressed? Why hasn't the palace released the infamous bullying report or the dossier on Meghan's pre-royal life? The answer is as simple as it is terrifying. The monarchy is protecting itself, not her. Sources claim that Buckingham Palace is sitting on a mountain of evidence that could end Meghan's public life tomorrow. But there's a massive catch. To expose Meghan's supposed ties to the Epstein-Andrew circle is to reopen the very wounds the king is trying to heal. If they admit that a yacht girl with links to the world's most notorious social circle managed to infiltrate the front row of the balcony, it makes the entire institution look incompetent or worse, complicit. The palace is trapped in a stalemate. They want her gone, but they can't kick her out without the splashback hitting the king and the Prince of Wales. They are waiting for the perfect moment, a moment where the truth can come out without sinking the entire ship. They aren't staying silent because they love her. They're staying silent because they're terrified of what happens when the first domino falls. Before she was the Duchess, before she was the activist, she was the girl in Toronto with a very specific set of goals. While the public saw a actress on the set of Suits, the word from the street tells a story of a woman living a calculated double life. Supposedly, Meghan's time in Canada wasn't just about her acting career. It was about positioning. Through her friendship with high society fixture Jessica Mulroney, Meghan was supposedly planted in the path of the powerful. She wasn't just attending parties, she was building a resume of influence. This is where she reportedly perfected the art of the discard, using people as stepping stones, and then cutting them off the moment they were no longer useful. She reportedly spent her weekends in New York and London, moving through the same high-end clubs where Prince Andrew was a regular. This wasn't a series of accidents. It was an infiltration. The source of this chapter is the revelation that Meghan's closeness to Princess Eugenie and Fergie wasn't a coincidence of meeting a friend. It was the final stage of a long-game strategy to get inside the gates of Windsor. In the world of the elite, there is one rule you never break: never burn a bridge with someone who knows your secrets. But Meghan, fueled by what sources call a narcissistic belief in her own untouchability, broke that rule. When things got tough for the York family, when Andrew lost his titles and the family was pushed to the edges, Sarah Ferguson supposedly reached out. The word is that Fergie asked for a favor, hoping Meghan and Harry would use their platform to help the Yorks regain some standing. But Meghan, now convinced she was the Queen of Montecito, reportedly gave them the cold shoulder. She discarded the Yorks just like she discarded her own father and her former friends. But here's the mistake. Andrew and Fergie aren't just former friends. They are the keepers of the vault. They know exactly who Meghan was before the veils and the tiaras. By turning her back on them, Meghan has turned the most dangerous man in England into her biggest enemy. Andrew is no longer protected by the family, and he no longer feels the need to protect the woman who treated him like a lesser royal. And so we reach the final act of this royal drama, a moment that feels like the heavy silence before a massive thunderstorm. Picture it. Prince Andrew tucked away in the shadows of the Royal Lodge, watching the news from California. He is a man with no future, no titles, and no public respect. He is a man with nothing left to lose. And a man with nothing to lose is the most dangerous person on the planet. The source is overflowing now. Andrew is reportedly sitting on the ultimate leverage. He's telling his inner circle that he's tired of the double standards. He's tired of being the villain while Meghan plays the victim on Netflix. The air is thick with the scent of an impending betrayal that will rock the very foundations of the monarchy. Meghan is reportedly watching the clock in Montecito, knowing that at any moment the Andrew bomb could go off. The secrets of the yachts, the truth about the Soho House recruitment, and the real nature of her personal relationship with the prince are all swirling toward the surface. This isn't just gossip anymore. It's a reckoning. As Andrew prepares to break his silence, the world waits with bated breath. Will he take her down with him? Will the palace finally let the truth be told to save themselves? One thing is certain, the fairy tale is over. The masks are slipping, and the real story, the raw absolute truth, is about to be screamed from the rooftops. The panic is real. The silence is ending. And when the dust finally settles, the royal family will never, ever be the same. Stay tuned, because the first chapter of Meghan's downfall is being written by the man she thought she had outsmarted. That concludes today's explosive report on Royal Daily Report. If this story shocked you as much as it shocked us, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for daily royal news and exclusive updates you won't find anywhere else. Share this video with your friends and family who follow the royal family. We'll be back tomorrow with more breaking developments in this story and other royal news. Until then, this is Royal Daily Report, keeping you informed on everything happening in the royal world. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.